world that's stopping me. Ain't nothing in this world that's stopping me. I'm balling, they pay me attention. I'm balling, they pay me attention. I'm balling, they pay me attention. Ain't nothing in this world that's stopping me. My Rari outruns your Odyssey. I broke it off cause I'm not settling. I gotta get for the lip on a drip ketamine. Yeah, it's like that, I'm in your girl's mentions. Yeah, it's like that, you got the dimensions. I'm balling, they pay me attention. Going up, hydraulic suspension. Ain't nothing in this world that's stopping me. 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 I'm balling, they pay me attention. I'm balling, they pay me attention. I'm balling, they pay me attention.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Season 4 of T-esports Championship. My name is Amy's House, your host for this tournament, and we are back tonight, officially ending the Swiss phase of League of Legends. It is round 5. We only have one matchup tonight, and it is going to be deciding on who is going to be the last team to enter the playoffs starting tomorrow, starting Wednesday. We have EFB and Zero Tenacity both 2-2, so whoever wins, it's going to become this magenta colored name here on the left hand side. As you can see, we already have all the 7 teams that have qualified for the playoffs. We have Nightbirds with 3-0 and Team Excellent as well, Mouth Breathers, Team All In, Pengurins, Team 10-Euro Deal, and Bobber Gaming. All amazing teams. So this is very much a lot of pressure on Zero Tenacity and EFB tonight to get into the playoffs, because this is when the fun starts, when it really unravels beyond just the Swiss, seeing all these teams, what they can really do. I'm honestly so hyped to see how it's gonna be, and I seriously can't wait for tomorrow to start the playoffs phase with the quarterfinals, and then on the Friday and Saturday weekend we'll have the semifinals. And that is it from the studio. Then we'll be sending you to Budapest, Hungary in November to an amazing gaming convention where the LAN Grand Finals will be held, and these teams will have the chance to face off in person, which is an amazing experience. Every esports player has to go through that. This playing online, it's amazing, but when you get to really see the people, the audience, team members, coaches, enemy team, that is where it gets up onto the next level. So I wish all the luck to Zero Tenacity and to EFB tonight in this best of 3 series. May the best team win, and we're gonna go for a short break. After that, back with you will be Scarf and Lucho to get the lowdown on the draft and the first match of the best of 3 series. Good luck and see you in a bit.
Just to be.
Hello, hello, hello. Final round, final match of Swiss. This is it. We shall finally see all of the contenders for playoffs after, of course, this game is finished. But it's Team EFB versus Z10. Like, I think it's gonna be a bit of a treat. Usually, as kind of is the tradition this year. Always the final round of Swiss ends up being a 2-1. They always end up being these like overtime bangers in other disciplines. So I'm kind of wondering, like, is it gonna happen again? Is this gonna be the banger of all bangers for the Swiss stage?
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. Unfortunately, most of the series so far have been 2-0s and have been kind of stompy. I think we have only watched one series that ended 2-1. So yeah, I'm really hoping this one will be as well. So we break the tradition of just one-sided stomps.
Yep, I agree 100%. Definitely, though, if we're kind of looking at the teams coming into this final match, I definitely think Z10 kind of have the edge. I think there's just a roster with a lot more actual experience on the side of EFB. There are still some players that have done some Tier 2, maybe Tier 3 tournaments. Some of them have definitely made a bit of a name for themselves. So we'll see. I think Z10 going into this is kind of the favorite, but it seems like they're starting on the red side. The bans are coming through quite quickly. It's going to be Ash that immediately gets banned here by EFB. Oriana, of course, if you're on the red side, I don't really think you want to allow the blue one, Oriana, to kind of come through. Sejuani is an interesting ban. This is definitely, I feel like, more so in the zones of comfort. Azir, once again, the ban of Z10. It feels like it's just going to be mid laners all day. But also Freljord on the other side.
Yeah, maybe the Brom ban is going to come.
Trundle?
Or Trundle, we have seen Trundle played and banned. So yeah, I agree completely. Maybe the Ashe ban makes sense. She is very oppressive, provides great utility, provides great damage. Is very favored in the meta, but yes, Juani, a bit off-putting. But Rise, at least they continued the blue.
On the blue side,
Yeah,
makes
on the
sense,
blue
you know,
side, yeah,
it's
for
more
sure.
accurate. But Xin, fair enough. I think it's just one of those.
Maybe it could have been Talia.
Could have, yeah, just
Maybe
to round out the mid laners.
Yeah, and Talia first pick maybe will work great here because I feel like you force the Galio maybe on the other side, or you just lose out on so much roaming potential that Talia has. I don't know how you will match that.
Yep. I don't know, could be a jungler handshake as well. Jarvan is open.
Yeah.
Wukong also open.
Yeah, Wukong for
Rumble
sure,
open.
yeah.
So a lot of these really strong picks here were open. So yeah, Wukong.
Yeah, I mean, the favorite champion on Tets by far. I would say always first picked if it's not banned. Not always, but 99% of the games. And yeah, we'll see. Lilia is just a straight counter pick. We have seen other picks into the Wukong that also work great.
Do you go Lilia Talia maybe? Because, I mean, that's a lot of AP, like, right off the bat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
there
he
we
will
go.
counterpick it.
Good
But no,
call.
yeah, like you said, if you do pick a mage mid lane, obviously probably will be, I don't know what is a great even AD pick on the mid lane. You will have to pick some damage top lane. I don't think you will go for a Xante or a Sion.
Yeah, I mean, Ambessa is open, so that's another angle I feel like they can take here. Maybe pair up the Lilia with the Ambessa, of course, who's gonna just... Okay, it's gonna be the Victor! Something that we've kind of seen early on in the Swiss stage, and I feel like it kind of disappeared towards the end, so now making a comeback here for Z10. A really good scaling mage, of course, but I feel like a lot of the other mages in the meta can actually match him, and as you've said, Talia can even out-roam him, and having a double jungle plus mid laner definitely opens up Galio, and with, of course, Wukong kind of going in. That's going to be a nice wombo combo, but Hui will be the answer. Doesn't really want to walk into the laser, I suppose.
I was also going to say I would love the Galio pick here, but yeah, Hui pretty much the same role as the Victor, so just shoving those waves after some levels and joining the skirmishes now.
Quirky Kaisa maybe now?
Yeah, you did also mention Ambessa, but I feel like blue side is the one that picks the weak side top laner, the tank, as the red side have the counter pick, but now Rel, Poppy is open, and you have Wukong and Rel on the other side, so I feel like it is a great pick no matter how you look at it, but obviously Alistar maybe is an option as well. Because nothing.
They're kind of lacking an engage.
But Chase?
Okay,
sure.
this is quite interesting. That's one of those champions that wants to win, and the Ambessa will immediately be taken off the table. Because I was gonna say, I 100% agree, especially kind of matching the support picks, Poppy of course being open, and had they not picked Ambessa, if it was on the other side, that's another champion with like trillion dashes, which Poppy will of course be really good into, but Ambessa just immediately gets taken out. I would not be surprised if they end up banning both Alistar and Poppy here in the second phase. I think that would be quite good for them, because other than that, like, the only other options to ban are kind of the ADCs, but do you really want to, like, get rid of Kaisa, maybe a Zaya,
I mean,
Sivir?
who cares really,
Yeah, so there you go, that's an Alistar. What do you even ban now on the other side?
Maybe they will ban out something like a
like a
Sivir or Kaisa, maybe just go Zaya. They do have now the first pick after the ban. Urgot is going to be banned.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, well, it is the Cripple's most played champion, I guess. But we have seen this against another team that has a top laner that loves Urgot, and him being banned, and without anybody having him in history, I don't feel like he would ever be banned or picked even in third or fourth game. Such a rare champion. But yeah, Poppy as well makes a lot of sense. I'm really surprised they didn't pick either of those champs, because like Jace, I think he probably would survive the ban phase, and if not, like, it's Jace. Not a big of a deal.
And also, I guess, like, I don't really think that Jace is that good later, like, really, really late on, because, like, of course, Rel is going to be quite tanky, same with Wukong. And Hui, I don't really think Jace should ever really be able to kind of reach Hui, so it's kind of like this thing where Jace is kind of stuck in his EQ form, where they want to poke around right before they go into a team fight. But
I mean, I feel like with Lilia, it is a nice combination if she does find a sleep on a Kaisa or a Hui, just his EQ would blow up someone like that, but Malphite on the other side,
that's a lot of tankiness that they actually have, so that's going to be quite interesting, because I feel like it kind of makes this position of having the two carries, Wukong obviously there to mainly shred armor, kind of survive, get people knocked up. On the other hand, it's just damage all across the board, and even for these, like, I suppose kind of tankier champions on the side of EFB, there's a Lilia who's going to deal a lot of burn damage over time. Victor also scales well, will probably eat the front line quite fast. Zaya, once she hits 3-4 items, when the LDR comes through, I also feel like a lot of those champions really aren't going to be the problem, and the only issue I feel like is that the only really good engage is Nautilus, so I feel like if they kind of play around that, if they play safely, maybe wait for Nautilus to kind of either miss his hook, find a good timing, re-engage with a double knock-up, I think they can definitely take it. But Z10 kind of going the guns out blazing
Yeah.
kind of team comp.
Yeah, I agree completely. EFB much well-rounded team comp. You have a frontline, you have the engage, you have mixed damage, just all around very very nice. Like you said, on the other side, it's only damage. I mean, whoever Rel finds and they make a pick, it's great. It works. All of them are damage dealers. If you kill Nautilus, they have no frontline, and what do they do then? Only Jace can really poke. Victor, I mean, sure he has range with his E, but you're playing into Hui, into Wukong, you can't really step up, so... And Malphite also is going to be very menacing with his ultimate later on. So, yeah, we'll see. I feel like Zero Tenacity did pick a great snowball team comp, so if they do microvise, make better decisions, make differences in CS, just build up a gold or objective lead, they will manage, but I feel like if it goes even, at like 20-25 minutes, I don't know, EFB just straightforward and well-rounded comp. I don't know how you beat that.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I feel like this is to kind of draw the parallel to yesterday's games, where it felt like, you know, with the Kiana and all of those really early game focused champions, this to me feels like a similar kind of deal, where if they don't really win almost every lane, I feel like they're just going to struggle really hard.
Yeah.
Because on the other side, it's just going to be the Kai'Sa who deals damage, it's going to be the Hui who deals damage, everybody else kind of exists to kind of support these two champions, but if those two champions end up falling a lot behind, they're not really going to be able to deal damage, so those tanks are just going to be sitting ducks with, of course, no other sources of damage.
Yep.
So I think the early game is going to be quite important for the side of Z10. I think they definitely are looking to kind of snowball themselves. Of course, I mean, you got Volite, you got Vasco. I think those two players have been crucial for Z10 to get all the way to the final match here that they can play. So
Yeah, and clans on Bakisha, as I have been actually corrected. We last time we watched him, we called him Bakisa, but it's Bakisha.
Bakisha,
So now we
okay,
know.
okay.
Thank
Noted.
you.
keep
Clans-
sending those voicemails,
Yeah,
so we can
we
actually
love-
get some info.
We love constructive
Yeah.
haters always.
Well,
but
it's not a hater if he corrects us.
yeah,
You know.
but a cleanse on his side, the only thing you can cleanse is the Nautilus root and Delilia sleep.
Yeah.
And is that really worth it? I mean, you're Kai'Sa, like, should you ever
Well,
get hit
Can
by
you not
any one of
cleanse the
those?
brutes?
Yeah, sure, but then again, like Victor W, and I mean, come on, you can't get Victor W'd unless you get.
You're a Kai'Sa, you can
CCG.
ult away, you can, of course, I mean, you still have
Yeah.
flash as well, so.
And only for the root, I don't know. I mean, if Rel ran heal, it would make sense to cleanse the ignite, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. And Ghost on Zulite, Volite is.
Called him an animal.
My bad, G. I apologize, but if he loses lane, I'll retract the apology. It was a slip of tongue, but yeah,
That's good, that's funny.
very, very confident with the Ghost. It's going to work great in the late game to extra run away from the Wukong, from the Malphite. It's going to work very nicely, but like you said, they do need to win lanes, make some early pressure, and I feel like they definitely have the tools for that. I mean, Jace into Malphite obviously being a half-range champion, but also just a damage dealer.
And going Grasp as well, kind of stack
Yeah.
that away. Woolite already kind of kiting back. The feathers are still not being pulled back. I
Yeah.
don't know if he started it, but there's going to be a flash here. Even the Ignite will fall. Seems like Woolite is still taking his chances here, but no hook from Enkill. He could have died there. That was playing with fire.
Yeah, very, very confident, but the only reason... Oh, Zubats. Or Zubac, actually. I haven't heard from him, so I don't know.
Okay, send us another voice
Yeah.
memo.
He is covering bot side, but yeah, the only reason why it worked well for Z10 is because of the turret shot. Without that, I mean, Kai'Sa is a bit stronger than Xayah in those early levels or in consistent fights.
Yeah, I do feel like Woolite kind of not taking the E at level 2. I feel like they could have won, honestly, that 2v2, because both of them were kind of stuck in that little corridor between minions. So the E burst, I think, could have been quite handy.
Yeah. To continue what I was saying about top lane, Jace obviously also has mixed damage in his ability, so he should be very, very nice into the Malphite of Lilia. Was a counter pick to the Wukong, so in that department also should be fine. And I feel like Victor will be a bit better in those trades in the mid lane, as he can just stand behind minions and poke with E, and Hui doesn't really have a response. He can maybe E, I think it is the claws. Zubac now getting invaded, the W hits, and that's a lot of damage. He needs to flash away. Does Bash flash in? No, he doesn't. That's a flash for Flash, and he even gets the camps, but Vasco finds the solo kill on Zazie. Now Bash is stuck in enemy jungle, needs to flash out, goes in, call a beautiful flash, and they actually find the re-engage, but now he is stuck in the cage of CC, and Zubac finds the kill back, and overall it is a better trade for Z10.
Yeah, the Mariachi band has started playing. The Fiesta has come all the way here at the T-esports Championship. Beautifully done there by Bash, kind of recognizing that he now has the angle for engage, because Lilia, she hasn't really backed yet by that point. So he went in, kind of took that trade, but it was Vasco who was like, okay, wait, but Zazi's moving as well. I can just beat him up.
Yep.
So that ended up being the first blood, but still, though, ended up being a net positive for Z10. Woolite is still just chipping away at those minions. Bot lane, nothing really out of the ordinary happening. Wukong clearing the topside jungle. Kind of wondering if he's going to be slowly pathing towards mid, as Victor is... I don't really know. I mean, it's kind of funny because he's just got crystals. Like, I think he's looking for maybe his destiny. Maybe some form of fortune telling.
Yeah. Or he really loves Hank from Breaking Bad.
That's a banger. Hell yeah.
But yeah, obviously the first blood I think resulted from him having Airy as opposed to Zazie having a Comet, so without abilities he can just basic attack him to death, and Airy really helps with that.
Yep.
If they both have long cooldowns in the early game. But still, Zazie is holding up nicely. It's only below 200 gold of a lead for Vasco. Everybody else is pretty much the same. On the top lane, Causey having a 350 just off of the CS difference, which he really should. It's really, really important he builds up a lead in the top lane. Maybe he grabs a plate as well.
Yeah, nicely done there. The rotations will come through on that Drake, looking to kind of capitalize on that, as it does seem like Vasco is still just confidently shoving those waves in. He does have the HP advantage with those two chonky crystals now in his back pocket. He too is looking to scale. Bash here has arrived, but Vasco, with the power of minerals, will just get away.
Yeah, those are not crystals, those are minerals.
We have to cook. And cooked they did. The first objective, they ended up taking. 500 gold lead really isn't that much, but Jace is kind of chilling in the top lane, just scaling away as he picked up a tier as well, and now that's
double stun. And yeah, Bakisha is just great in those overextended fights. Woolite didn't flash, but out to ghosted out, but still Bakisha does so much DPS. Beautiful W from Coley, cancel the dash from the hook and end kill. Even with the flash, it's not enough, and Bakisha grabs the kill in a beautiful 2v2 that started with Coley.
End kill should have flashed way earlier. That was just a bit of a miscalculation there.
Yeah, but still Coley just such a beautiful unexpected double stun.
Yep.
Really enabled the 2v2 to be so easy.
Absolutely. Coley has been smurfing this game, I will say.
Yeah, and Bakisha is just cashing in. Now 450 gold, the grubs have spawned.
Yeah, look at those blobs. Oh, but that's a fight and that's a knock-up. What is even going on? That was a quick intro and a quick outro from Bash as he just went in, knocked up Zubac. Unfortunately, not much could have been done there. Did he still have his ulti? Yeah, he did. Bit unfortunate, I feel like, because now it's going to be quite hard to contest here. Vasco will be next as they immediately just collapse right on top of him. Those grubs, I don't really think are going to be contested any longer. With the mid laner dead, and of course the jungler just still walking all the way from base. That's going to be a 3 grub pickup for the side of EFB.
Yeah, I know 1,000 gold lead for EFB and Grubs. Having what I would say a weaker comp in the early game is so great for them. Will this? Oh no, this no, he does have smite, so that's 3 Grubs and he does slip out. So a beautiful start for EFB. And the only one not being in the lead is Cripple, which is expected, so
Yeah.
definitely the game is going so beautifully for them. Bakisha 2-0, 650 gold ahead on Woolite.
Yeah, Cozy just trading aggressively, stacking away the tier as well. Cripple, that's a nice sidestep of that Q, but Zubats now kind of looking to invade. I think he has definitely been spotted, even the pings are now kind of coming through. Cripple could hypothetically join with his ulti, but I don't really think they have enough damage to just immediately blow up a Lilia, and of course Jace could rejoin that fight. That is a nice hook, a double knockup as well. Bakisha, he needed to flash, but not even that will save him from those feathers of Xayah. Slowly but surely, it feels like Z10 wants to crawl back into this. The lead, 300 gold, that's basically nothing.
Yes,
So-
for sure, and now kill on Woolite. Is it enough for a full item would be very nice for him. But it seems not. But still, yeah, lowering the difference in ADCs will be crucial for the early skirmishes, as Victor is only going the rod, so he will need a lot of time to scale up. I feel like Lilia also needs some time with her power spikes.
Yeah.
And Cozy still being in a nice lead, but doesn't have the full item yet.
Yeah, it seems like he's just kind of
Wait,
forcing
Cripple is
him.
actually smacking him. Does take the turret shot, but not go all in with the ulti. Cozy flashes back, but never mind. It's a solo bolo for Cripple, and the lead is lost now. He did have a lot of armor in his inventory for the Jace, and lethality is not helping that
He just
much.
didn't hit him at all.
Yeah,
he was just
he
walking
wanted
by
to
him.
run. Yeah, I feel like he knew Bash was really close by, but still, yeah. I mean, Malphite does slow quite a bit. He's really sticky as a champion.
Yep. Gold leads are quite interesting, honestly. Kaisa being the most ahead, and it's just 200 gold, even though that Kraken is really good. So those 2v2 fights, especially with Xayah not really having the full finished item, are going to be quite in the favor of the bot lane of EFB.
Yeah, I agree, and Bash with the Trinity Force as well. I feel like this skirmish is just so much better for EFB. Although Bakisha doesn't have any summoner spells, so he could be picked off pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't really
And
think
kill.
this is going to be contested at all. Another objective that Z10 need to just kind of let go.
Yeah. Oh, but they go all in on Zubat, now his flashes out. On the other side, not a summoner spell used.
Yep, everybody now on the bot lane. Well, they will be spotted by the control ward, of course, but they know that Wukong is now kind of hovering around the bot side. Will be taking some more of his camps. On the other side now, Cozy does have the Yomus. You know, Malphite does
Yeah,
have a
and Woolite.
lot of armor and a lot of punching power as well. Seems like the game here has been paused, so we're just gonna look at
Yeah,
some
I mean-
replays, and this is definitely, to me, felt like Enkill could have gotten out of here like 30 minutes ago with the flash.
Yeah, but the hook on the wall was nice, but Kali just got his W back, so yeah, very unfortunate interaction there, but we'll see now how they just one-shot Zubats. There was no escape for him. He didn't have flash, and yeah, nice pick for Vasco, just being overly greedy there. And we'll see, yeah, we haven't seen the start of this 2v2. Beautiful hook by Anvil, definitely secured the kill on Bakisha, and this, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Rock solid.
Just a
Even the
beautiful
flash,
solo
just
bolo.
bam.
Yeah.
Left, right, good night. So, yeah, gold lead just 200, but the objectives are slowly kind of turning into EFP's favor. It seems
We're
like
back,
we'll
it
be
seems.
resuming the game here quite quickly. This is, I would say, a bit concerning for Z10, who, as we've talked, just wanted to really establish that early game dominance, kind of stop the scaling of Hui and Kaisa, as they are the two main damage dealers. On the other side, we do see Lilia has finished her first item. Rod also completed for Victor. Kaisa does have the boots and the Kraken. On the other side, it's just the Essence Reaver for Zaya.
Yeah, only Zazie really being the only one not having a full item yet, but I feel like he's very close. Yeah, I mean, the fights are going to be so interesting. Obviously, Z10 do have a lot of outplay potential, especially with Enkel, whoever he finds with the ulti. And I feel like he needs to be Bakisha, or else if he lives the entire fight, I don't know how it's going to be doable for Z10.
Yeah, the Woolite is just ahead by 6 minions, but that's a whole kill in difference as far as the gold is concerned for those 80 carries. Cozy now also needs to kind of be aware and play a bit more cautiously around Mr. Malphite, or Cripple in this case. But yeah, Woolite just eating those minion waves up, very much shoving the mid lane so he could kind of move forward, of course, with his support. Get more vision, because it feels like all the vision here is on the bot side. There's like nothing on the top, so luckily for them, the jungler is kind of still here.
Yeah, and he did take up that call, so now the goal lead is pretty much gone between, it even swings on Woolite's side, which is very, very nice.
Yep.
He really needs to be fed in this early game, as the other members are just not that strong yet.
Oh, there's gonna be a bush camp, so many pings here. Wukong still kind of waiting for it. I guess they expected Woolite to probably walk into that brush, hoping that he goes, of course, for the red buff.
Yep, Bosch is scouting out the situation. We'll just do some poke damage there on Enkill.
Red buff Nautilus, now he can bonk away.
Yeah, now he's in angry mode. Bone plating pop there for Kali. Will make him a bit squishier now. And seems like the rift is already started for Team EFB, but they have all grouped up. First turret on the bot lane is very, very nice for Z10. Now everybody has one stack of feats of strength, but this will be the third objective for EFB, securing them the feats of strength.
Yep. Oof. Just, it barely misses that hook. Enkill. As he will just walk forward, he spots Bash, but nothing else really I feel like is going to happen. Z10 does have the gold lead, but of course when that Herald pops onto a tower, I feel like we could even things out a little bit, but the invades are kind of coming in now. I feel like Zubats has been a permanent resident in the jungle of Bash.
Yeah, ooh, beautiful sized up by Vasco, and he can just run him down, but yeah, Bash is here to cover it up, but he's still full HP.
Even the Rill is coming in, yeah, that's gonna be a dive. Bash now going in immediately, that's a knockup. The Cyclone just does so much. It does seem like he might survive a few seconds longer, but even now with the Herald kind of smashing directly into that tower, feels like they're just gonna wait a bit too long to kind of come and help Moscow, so nothing really will be found.
Beautiful play there by EFB,
I
feel
am
like...
quite interested that Enkill just didn't really flash and go for the hook at that point. I feel like he was perfectly in range, he was even walking up. But seems like he doesn't really want to waste flash. Maybe save it for something a bit more important. The two biggest gold leads are between the top laners and the supports. Which I don't really think is something that you see every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is
Yeah, for sure. I mean, such a big goal difference in supports is, yeah, very, very interesting.
They're taking every single up. They're just playing the death ball.
Yeah. I don't know how Z10 is going to handle the mid lane to late game. The middle to late game. They are getting poked, but it doesn't really matter. Most of the damage on Kali, and Israel. He has flash and ulti for the engage.
Absolutely. They got what they wanted, so they're just going to walk out. Coley even will be spotted by the ward, but Inkil, nobody really there to help him out with that. And now here comes the flash engage, a beautiful flash Q. That's a two-man sleep. Will it be enough? Coley, he gets blown up. Same on the other side for Zazi. Here comes Cripple with a nice ulti. Zubats, will he live? He will! Both him and Woolite survive. And that is how you turn around a team fight. Beautifully done there from the side of Z10. Even getting a bit more gold now in their pockets, and with hopefully taking this tier 1 as well. But we'll see the replay. That was a beautiful flash Q.
Yeah, it really was. It set up the play so nicely. Unfortunately, the Woodlight was tanking the turret, but it didn't really matter. He obviously has his ultimate as well, and they just ran everybody down, and that's what the damage team comp does. If you have numbers on your side, you can just right click on them and kill them in seconds. So that was very, very nicely played, but that was a 5v3, so they won't get that every single time.
Also, Cripple was kind of unlucky there because it felt like he became Moses.
Yeah.
Like, the second he ulted, everybody split apart, so he only ended up hitting Zubats, who even lived after all that, so...
Yeah, but still, unfortunately, not all of the members were present there for EFB, so a beautiful play and beautiful read by
The Rel is waiting.
Vasco caught yet again. No, he flashes out of the Hwei ult, and he's so tanky with that rod, and the team has come to help. Now 4 members of Z10 are on the top side. Zubats is running at the speed of light and kill. Does hit the Q on Kali. Zazi, it seems like he gets out, and it seems like actually everybody gets out, so...
Yep. Beautifully done there by Coley, of course, just tanking the hook of Nautilus, allowing his mid laner to kind of escape, and Zazi with the fear actually bought a lot of time there, so even Coley ended up getting away. As now, there are no objectives for the next 20 seconds, because that's when the Otacon will spawn.
They got lucky.
So that might get us a little fight going.
Yeah.
Depends on what Z10 kind of wants to do now. I feel like even at this point, they can genuinely win a 5v5. And I feel like they also need to leverage the gold lead they've kind of built up. Otherwise, as we've said, the scaling and the front line might just start going in the wrong direction. Z10.
Yeah,
They ought to do something about this. They're already moving. It's the death ball we talked about. They just constantly are grouping up, holding hands. They don't want to split up because they know that 5v5 is probably the best chance they're going to get at winning any fight.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, the most gold lead is on Kazi alone, and Bakisha wasn't really in those big fights, so we'll see what the fights are like when he is present. Z10 are walking up. Zazi already on half HP. The hook is beautiful there, but nobody seems to connect it. Kazi is rooted, is out of the range, and the root comes in on Kali, and it seems like he will just blow up, but Ankle is low as well. Zubas will find the slow and Cripple, but Bash now goes in. He is invisible. Cripple with the ulti, and it's not enough. And Bakisha isn't really... doesn't have that much build, can't do everything alone. He's the last member alive. Zazi is very low, running away. And it seems like Z10 did come out on top on this fight, but we'll see. This is a bit suspicious. Not a lot of vision there. Control ward here is perfect.
Oh, they're playing bowling ball.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they can escape. White needs to be careful just to not get blown up, but Vasco goes overly aggressive here. Zazi does miss the fear, so he will just be traded back. And they do find Bakisha, who now... Is the cooldown for execution still up? No. Vasco does get the kill.
I think it was close though. But Vasco, with that kill now, finishes Leandri's as well, and there's a rod in his pocket.
Yeah, so Z10 did play the fight better, but still Arakan is on the EFB side.
Yep.
And Volite, yeah, forced to ult there defensively early on. But yeah, Bakisha was in such a bad position, he couldn't really do that much. Bash was all alone, with Cripple coming in later, but that's not enough damage.
Yeah, I mean, Zazi couldn't even play the fight. Nautilus was just in his face.
Yeah, him taking that much damage before the fight, yeah, it was crucial. But now another fight happening in the mid lane. It seems like Cripple is very low, but Zubats does very nice damage. Will he bleed out? No. Yeah, the relic shield is used. Still working
Zaya
on
is
Solari.
3 items now, so that is quite big. Having the Navori just perma rooting people, getting those cooldowns back, and of course with the Infinity Edge,
Yeah.
she's gonna be outputting a lot of damage.
Yeah, now after all this, Woolite is the richest guy on the map. He's just so huge, he's worth 1000 gold, but and yeah, like I said, 3 items in his pocket, such a huge spike. Definitely that Infinity Edge is just going to melt through most of the members. I mean, armor only really on Kali and Cripple, and I feel like you can just kinda ignore them if your team is around to peel them off.
Yep, absolutely. And now a Zonia for Zubat, so he can... I mean, he can constantly now just look for those flash Qs, those multi-man sleeps, even put himself in potentially bad positions, because of course there's always going to be follow-up from Ankill at least. So that is going to be quite nice. On the other side, also 3 items here for Jace, who has been consistent, has been really good. Is 50 CS up on Cripple, which is something that I feel like we kind of expected, unfortunately, in that lane to happen.
Yeah, for sure, and he is on 3 items as well. Doesn't have the Cyril though. But obviously same as Woolite, they don't have armor pen, but deal so much damage to Wukong and Kaisa. But Bakisha now on 3 items as well. Obviously, we know that he is the main character of his team. But still, Kaisa being so short-ranged, he needs so much peel from his team.
Yep.
And the thing about the damage comp that Z10 has is nobody's really there to stand still and frontline for them. They're all just scattered around, finding the plays on their own. So Kaisa with little tempo has a very difficult job in those fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Even the boots now are finished for the Zaya. I feel like boots have also just come... I wouldn't necessarily say like not important, but I always felt like finishing boots was like one of those big ADC priorities, but ever since Berserkers ended up being kind of nerfed, it feels like even now it's like the 4th item that ends up being finished, so...
Yeah.
Quite interesting how the meta shifted, I suppose, over the years, where boots were always really, really good.
Yeah. You remember when you could buy the upgrades on boots? You had like 5 upgrades available.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My god, dude. Home guard. What was like the Fury or something for like those
I don't know, I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember there were colors.
Yeah,
White was home guard, red was the Fury thing, there was orange, I believe. Yeah, those were the days, man. It feels like was like what, centuries ago?
I mean, it was really. It was a decade ago, so yeah.
My god, don't tell me that. Christ, we're old. Whew, 4k gold lead, camping in the bush. Bakisha had to move away from that bowling ball, as now even a control board here has been deployed in that bush, will be immediately taken out. Cozy still keeping his shield alive as he nicely sidestepped the artillery of Hui. This feels like a bit of a repeating thing, where Z10 is kind of almost always late on these objectives. It feels like always EFB ends up being first, the last Drake only being the exception, and the first dragon in the entire game.
But they do have some poke on their side, and Vasco is on the bot side, split pushing. He does have the TP, obviously, but the Baron has been started. The TP is dropping, and they have backed off. Are they looking for an engage? Cozy with a beautiful EQ. Baksha is on half HP, and the slip hits. Zazi is asleep. He does take half HP, needs to flash out. Cripple just taking so much damage, but Knockup is only 1 member. Now they're all going in, but Volite is so huge in this big AoE moments. Vasco as well with his ultimate with a double kill is just getting bigger and bigger. Triple kill for Vasco, and Bakisha and Zazi again, last members alive.
Yep.
In the meantime, Volite gets a tier 2 on the mid lane.
Beautifully done there by Zubats. Just the bowling ball hitting 2 people, one of them being, as we've said, it feels like the entire comp is just, okay, Bakisha do damage, Zazi do damage. You take one of them out, or at least make them not really exist, which is the same as kind of killing them, if you think about it. So, beautifully done there, recognizing their opportunities. Again, it's going to be the Baron here. for the side of Z10. The gold lead now jumping up to 7,000, as I think they're gonna be looking to take these pesky tier 2s now.
Yeah, I mean, Cripple just can't fight those multi-ults, and this, look at Bakisha and Bosch, where they are on the other side of the map, and they were so late. I mean, Bakisha does grab the kill on end kill, but that is the support, and Kozzy did also die, but you can't continue the fight without any peel. I feel like, yeah, the split off was just so bad, but obviously it was forced by Z10, so beautifully played on their side, and now it is a 7,000 gold gap, and I don't know how we can come back from this. Obviously their comp is so snowbally. Now they are the ones in control, sieging the top side. EFB are on the Cloud, on the Drake Soul.
Yep.
But still, Z10 do have the Baron and are on the offensive.
Yep, it's just a regular 4-1, as Vasco will be taking those mid waves, just shoving them in, as the rest of the team is, of course, pushing top. Coley now being quite aggressive here, maybe was potentially looking for an angle, but seems like they can't really reach him. Vasco now, it seems like he will be the one to kind of be picked off. Yeah, that's the danger of playing 4-1, and I don't really think he should have stepped up that far, but the punish is good. Now a 4v5. Is this still the angle that Z10 want? It seems like the sleep will come through, but only on Cripple. And kill now, beautifully rooting Coley, who I don't really think can even get out of this, and that's going to be 1-for-1 overall, as Woolite now has stacked his lethal tempo, but a beautiful ulti, even rooting the jungler of EFB, but this is a fight that he can definitely win. Bakisha, he's still left alone. He can still free fire, but does get taken down by Lilia in the end. And it all started with Vasco overextending on mid. And that's a 4v5. That's a fight they are willing to take. The Deathball comp works great.
Yeah, I was going to say, just before Cripple ulted there, like, was he waiting for? There were 3 members of Z10 just stacked up, just Malphite ult in, you have the numbers advantage, you have such a beautiful engage. Bosch is obviously waiting for that ability to come, so yeah, I'm not sure why they played it so passively and so scared, like you said, it is a winning
And even the ulti
fight.
hitting Woolite,
Yeah.
who ended up ulting just so late, and I feel like, especially at this kind of level of competition, you should always be ready to kind of ult the Malphite ult.
Yeah, but it was nicely played by Cripple, him waiting there because he got close, and then he even flash ulted, which is much quicker than the ult itself, so it was actually very hard to react to, as it was just instant. But still, I feel like if you ult on those 2 members, Zaya ults, you can just continue the engage so easily. And now EFB did get some shutdowns, did lower the gold gap by 2,000.
Still is quite big, but Soul is something they can definitely play for, and Ocean, which is going to be good for them especially, because Hui relying on kind of poking down, Bakisha also having that W where he can just kind of fire away, and with the Ocean Soul just having the regen to keep that up, it feels like it's going to be a really good soul for them if they do end up getting it.
Yeah. Zazi, a bit unexpectedly on the top of the damage chart.
Yeah, I think it's
like
the ulti that just pops on
Yeah.
3 or 4 players every time.
Yeah, he's just not a flashy champion. He's just looks so ordinary, but actually delivers so much in these fights. And Woolite is still the richest guy, but Bakisha did get a lot of gold, and I feel like that's very important. He is on his 4th item, which is the Sonya, which is going to be nice. Zubats does find you into sleep, he can just Zonya's that off. Yeah, but a trap was seen. Horizon doing a lot of work here, just getting the vision on top of it all, but they do get the tier 2.
Yeah, Woolite now kind of playing with fire. It seems like a lot of members of Z10 do end up overstepping a bit. Bosch looking for the angle, will be spotted here by Vasco, as it seems like they're all protecting Woolite to kind of get out of there, as the positioning was quite rough. And now they're kind of forced out with 50 seconds to go on that Drake. They did end up getting a tier 2, which of course, yeah, good stuff. Woolite will be Ted Coley might even be looking for an engage here. The W hits onto Bosco, but they decide against it, not really wanting to burger flip 35-ish seconds before the potentially final Drake spawns. Now they're running in again. Zaya did finish LDR, also picked up a Scepter, so he could of course lifesteal a bit more in these fights. Survive, keep the pressure up. Woolite just stepping so far forward. They might even be willing to trade the soul, but Vasco, he will be found. That's a beautiful engage and a even more beautiful follow-up. Enkel now hits the hook, but it hits onto Kali. That's a 4v5. That is a good position again for the side of EFB, as now they've regrouped. It's the death ball all around. There we go. That's the knockup they've been waiting for. It feels like every single member of Z10 will now be deleted. Cozy, you gotta run for the hills. There's a base you gotta defend. And you gotta defend it for like at least 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very hard. Death timers are pretty high, and the cripple is very tanky. He can just tank the wave. There's no way Cozy can really walk up and kill this wave. He will just go in, but he will just get stunned. The flash is not enough. He's killed, and yeah, I feel like this is the end. I mean, Vasco in 5 seconds, but still Coley and cripple can just tank the turrets, and yeah, I think this is it for sure. So yeah, it looks like we were right. This team comp is just that much better in the late game, but obviously Vasco didn't help the situation out as
two times in a row.
Off. Yeah,
it feels like, especially after they got Baron, I feel like that was such a commanding position to be in. 4-1, definitely against a Death Ball comp, I think was kind of risky. 3-2, I think would have been a bit better, but who do you put with him then? Like, Victor can kind of farm away with the laser. He doesn't really need to step up that much.
Yeah, no, I feel like he just overstepped a bit. I mean, it was fine. He was mid lane, obviously, with the Baron buff. You can just stay back, and when the cannon comes, let the cannon do free damage, and when you spot someone, laser them, slow them, run out. So, yeah, just a small mistake, but obviously, Bosch is so good that he found that situation to be so advantageous for them and to use it, especially this last fight. I mean, he saw Vasco not being around anyone and immediately called to his ADC, Bakisha, to ult with him, and they just deleted him in seconds.
Yeah, not to mention Cripple actually finding the ult on two really important players as well, and once again, Woolite not really reacting fast enough in that situation. As you've said, Malphite being so close to you.
Yeah, but I mean, still, his team is dead and you can do anything. You don't have the front line.
Yep. But Team Deathball, or in this case EFB, takes Game 1. Z10 now potentially facing elimination from the entire tournament, unless they can, of course, bring it back in Game 2, which we will be watching in a few minutes. So stay seated and we'll be right back.
it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back, 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 back. Bring it, keep it back, 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 back. Look at all these jollies, bring it. Back, 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 bring it. Look at all these jollies, bring it back up, up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back, 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 back. Bring it, keep it back, 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 back. Look at all these jollies, bring it back, 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 back. Bring it, keep it back, 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 back. Look at all these jollies, bring it. Back, 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 bring it. Look at all these jollies, bring it. Keep it back, 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 back. Look at all these jollies, bring it. Look at all these jollies, bring it.
Guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Abend. Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any German players as I'm aware, so this was in poor taste.
Game 2. That'll do.
I mean, yeah, it surely shares with some of these countries. I mean, Zero Tenacity, mostly Polish, only Zubats is from Czech Republic. On the other side, I'm not sure, but yeah. And we also have some chatters in this series, and Cooks, thank you for correcting us
Again.
on the pronunciation. It's Choli, not Coli.
Yeah, like the E. coli, like the disease. That's the first thing that popped into my head. But yeah, okay, so we got Bakisha Choli, so it's
Yeah.
the shuz and the chuz.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Zubats.
Who knows at this point? I mean, Zubats makes sense. It is a word.
Zubats, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You know, like...
And is it Kozi or Koji?
I mean, who knows? You know, like triple?
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, we're just questioning everything now. But
that
yeah.
I know. That I know it's cripple. Yeah,
Sure.
I have heard.
Are you sure?
Yes, I have heard.
Okay.
And I think other casters, EBL casters, calling him cripple. So they can't be wrong about their player. So
That is valid.
yep. But we are now in the second game, and the sides
on
have
Z10.
swapped. Yes, Z10 choosing the blue side. I feel like mostly we have seen teams choosing the red side. And this time around, Z10 are the ones that chose it. Cyan, I really like the ban, as I feel like on blue side you would pick the weak side top.
Yep. Also, it kind of feels like a funny thing happened, which was like the first 2-3 days Rumble was so contested.
Yeah.
And now Rumble has been open game 1 for like, what, 3-4 series in a row. Barely
Yeah.
anybody picked him. Only came up game 2, I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens now. As you've said, Scion is banned. On the other side, the response is banning Sante. Like, you're not going to get a free scaling tank either. So we'll see.
But
Oriana.
it is surprising to me. I would feel like EFB would be the ones banning Sante. You would just pick it on blue side, but
Yep.
they just got rid of it. Oriana ban, obviously. Makes a lot of sense. And now, what do you ban? Zin has been banned, opening up the J4, possibly on the blue side.
We'll see. Oriana is banned though. Oh, the Yunara. Okay, yeah, that's another premier AD carry just kind of taken off the map here. I'm wondering now because Kaisa and Zai are both gone, so Corki is still an option. Yunara now has been banned. We've seen some Sivers. We've also seen Ezreals. So, kind of wondering what direction we're gonna go into. We haven't really seen a lot of these like really good hyper carries. So that's something that I personally would kind of love to see, because it feels like Jinx just doesn't exist here.
Yeah, I really don't know why. I feel like Jinx is that champion that is so nice in lane, has such a free scaling, and is really viable by herself. I mean, obviously with the rockets having such an extended range, having the chompers, the W to peel off the chasers coming at you, and if you can't participate in the fight, you have the ulti to just finish off a kill. So I don't know really why Jinx isn't picked more often. I feel like it's such a good champion, especially in competitive. But Azir, the first pick, actually on blue side, is very, very nice. He has been banned in the last champ select.
Yeah, Talia will be the answer. And immediately with Pantheon, oh, those two are going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just going to be global ults on top of global ults, so I kind of like what EFB is going for here. Also, Pantheon provides a bit more damage, I would argue, than Wukong does, but a lot less utility. Only basically has that W to kind of get somebody, but also it is a point-and-click CC, so that kind of evens out, I feel like. And it's going to be quite interesting, I feel like, seeing this mid-jungle duo kind of roaming the map, putting other lanes ahead. Trundle seems to be the response. I think we've seen a Trundle into a Pantheon before, so at this point it almost feels like a mandatory matchup of all things. And the final pick here, I'm wondering if it is going to be Corki, or if they are going to opt into maybe getting a support, since we did see Nautilus and Rel both kind of go away. I wouldn't really be surprised if you maybe go for something else here. This is a rare kind of place where I feel like even getting, Leona or a Blitzcrank would be quite good. Because Talia, of course, she just wants to poke around, and if Blitzcrank lands that hook, I feel like any champion is deleted. And both of them, if you don't really count their ults, are immobile. So I feel like that's something that Blitzcrank could capitalize quite well on. Leona, definitely a good champion, even a bit more versatile than Blitzcrank, obviously. And I feel like she's going to be the one kind of mainly enabling the Azir big shuffles. So I do quite like that combo. Ambessa is open, so she will be picked. I'm wondering what the top lane now goes for. What do you even ban? Do you get rid of Rumble? Is that the answer? Is Rumble a good matchup? Is it not? I'm not really whoa. Wait. Rengar hovered? I don't think that's gonna be a Rengar ban.
Yeah.
So
yeah, obviously with the jungler being picked, but it would be funny if they pick a Rengar top lane.
Rengar ADC, Iron support, and Leona swaps. Thoughts?
Yeah, it would be hilarious, and Jax banned as well. And now I don't feel like there are that much options left into Ambessa. I feel like Rumble would just get cooked.
Yep.
Into Ambessa, which can just jump on his face so easily. And we will see now with the Alistar being banned, and now with the Rakan. Yeah, there are not that many options left. Do you go for Braum? Obviously, you can leave it for the last pick.
Yeah, I think so. I think you kind of have to.
I mean, I don't know. It's not that great into these other champs. Into the Azir and Trundle does nothing basically. So.
Poppy also kind of available to maybe stop the shuffle and the engages from Leona, but that's about all she's gonna do. And on the other side, if Pantheon doesn't really hit those ult engages, it feels like you're gonna be left alone with essentially nobody to really go in.
Yeah, the Pop is going to be picked. I was going to say maybe even a Bard would be nice here. Just ignore the bot lane.
I'm a bit iffy on the Poppy, I'm not gonna lie. I think she is solid, as I've said, in those two champions specifically, but it's the lack of kind of engage that I don't think is really good, because if Ambessa goes in, she isn't really a tank, so you don't really want her to be the one to immediately pull the trigger. Pantheon, he can survive, of course, with his E, but other than that, he also will kind of get blown up. I feel like if you put a hyper carry, but okay, a Yorick is going to be the response, something that we've actually seen banned, and something that I personally was quite surprised by. You said that he is actually quite strong, so I think that's going to be a lovely matchup. There we go.
Sivir is just so great here. Yeah.
Love that.
And now that they don't have Braum, I think the Sivir is going to hurt a lot into their comp. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I don't think they should play for those 5-5 engages. I feel like Talia Pantheon, you just play for the picks, obviously.
Yeah.
And Abyss as well, if she catches someone off guard with her ultimate, there is such an easy connect with Talia. And the Pantheon, but yeah, in a straight 5v5, I feel like they get smacked, especially now with the Sivir. So yeah, Ashe is very nice here. I mean,
Ashe
bot
is,
lane,
yeah, solid.
bot lane is going to suffer a bit. I feel like Sivir is a bit better against the Ashe, and Leona is a bit better against the Poppy. I mean, she doesn't even have to throw the E, she can just send
I'm
the
wondering
melee
now
range.
because it feels like I still think you kind of have to go cleanse. From the Pantheon W, the Ashe ulti, getting knocked into a wall by Poppy. Like, I was kind of dancing in my mind with the idea of course, Sivir having the spell shield. So that is going to be quite good, especially on level 6, where if Ashe maybe fires that arrow and is hoping for a really good fight, you know, the funny little E button comes through, and then I feel like Sivir can just potentially run her down, especially with the help of Leona, where she's just going to be proccing a lot of her passives. But yeah, I'm thinking now, because overall in those fights and in those pick scenarios, I feel like Cleanse is still quite good. So,
I think Wallet will opt for Ghost as well this game.
you run around?
Yeah, and I feel like later on in the game you don't get Poppy the Sivir, and really the only threat is the Ashe ult.
Yeah.
Also on Bess, I think we'll have a hard time finding an R on Sivir, so
Yeah, I mean, Leona, I guess, can just go Mikhail's as well, so not really the best
Yeah.
item, but if it really ends up being, like, the big factor, I feel like just go Mikhail's instead of Glenn, so yeah, that is fair.
yeah, and I feel like even in lane, Ashe does 1v1 out DPS Sivir, I feel like, with her Qs, so having a Ghost there, if you do find yourself in a situation when she's running you down, just Ghost out, because obviously you can't normally escape from Ashe as she's slowing you with every basic attack and has the approach velocity as well. So yeah, we'll see, but I still feel like in a 2v2 with the Leona,
Yeah.
I don't think Ashe will have that great of a time. With a Poppy, yeah, I don't know. If Leona comes into melee range, Poppy, she can just Q her and they can just blow her up. I don't see what she does against that. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, not to mention, once again, potential elimination game here. So Z10 fighting for survival. EFB fighting to make it into the playoffs in
Yep.
this game number 2. Numero dos. I don't know. I'll do it in every language.
Yeah, just
Screw it. But yeah, that's the current state of affairs at the T-esports Championship. Even now, kind of looking at these comps, do you think that Z10 is gonna be taking this one, or do you kind of prefer the all-aroundedness, pick-oriented EFB?
yeah, I think we are going into game 3, honestly. And well, I did opt for Cleanse, actually, so he is very, very, very off the all the CCs you have mentioned.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's like really, really scary, like, is the Pantheon Flash W. I feel like if you don't really react in time, the cleanse is kind of necessary, so I do agree with you. I think Ghost is definitely like 50 times better in lane, but I still...
I mean, yeah, I mean, not necessarily. So I feel like in just that isolated situation in a 1v1 against Ashe, I feel like Ghost to run off, but I feel like in 2v2s,
Yep.
obviously the cleanse will be better if Poppy does find the flash E.
Yeah, there's an
or
ignite on her as well, so
yeah.
that's also going to be quite good.
Yeah, so maybe I think that was his thought process, just all in on the 2v2s bot lane, and having now a combat spell will help out.
Yeah, but what about you people in the chat? If there are any left, who's your preferred team? Who are you rooting for? Jolly? We'll have to slowly run away. Bakisha has stacked up the lethal tempo, but nothing of the sort really will be happening.
Yep, but ignoring everything else, the most fun part about this game is going to be the Yorick for sure.
Oh, absolutely! I'm
we
so
we
hyped.
haven't seen him in a game yet. We have seen him banned, but not
Yep.
in the game. So yeah, it will be very, very funny.
I'm genuinely curious as how he will do in top specifically, because also I feel like we have been kind of not really been lane swapping, which is something I am actually happy about.
Yeah,
I'm so tired of seeing ADCs just top lane mowing down top laners. So a nice change of pace here. Thank you, EFB and Z10. Gracias. Merci. Oh, I don't know how many more languages I got left in my head. But still, it's, yeah, the Sivir W just is going to be eating those waves up. Cripple looking to aggressively trade, but I feel like Grasp with Yorick Bonk, it deals so much damage.
Yep.
Yeah, look at him just walk up, that's a Q.
It hurts, yeah, and 4 Graves on the floor now. If he does hit E, that is going to hurt as well. But I feel like obviously Cripple does have tools to dodge. Zubats now with the aggressive invade Bash needing to flash out, and now that hurts a lot. He will also get those 2 camps now with top lane Prio as well.
Flash down, and Flash is just one of the most important tools for Pantheon early on. To have that Flash W engage, maybe, especially if he maybe kind of went mid to kind of secure that W back. Here comes the fight. It's going to be the cleanse here of Bakisha, but he is slowly burning away. Woolite still has that Flash for his blood, though. Still ends up going into Enkill's pockets, but I think they're going to be quite happy with this one. The Q even hits. Gets rid of the pesky bone plating.
Yeah, I feel like that is an expected outcome in that 2v2. I don't think you should really be taking those as EFB, and Zubats is just showing his early game prowess, but here come Bash and Zazie in the combination with their Ws, and it's so free when they find an isolated target, and Zubats does get punished now.
Yep. That was a bit overly aggressive there. I feel like he kind of wanted to really wreck Bash's chances of playing this game, which is of course why Trundle was picked in the first place. So overall, nicely done. Zazie just trading away Enkill here on that roam timer. Will be spotted though as the pings are coming through. Even Choli now is moving away. Maybe will even drain his jungler as to kind of look around, maybe find Trundle, who is still kind of on the top side, but his Raptors will be respawning. So after Wolves and maybe the Scuttle, I believe he will be hitting bot. The pings are coming through. That's quite a lot of vision here that Poppy is looking to set up. So really well done here by the side of EFB. That's a lot of information that they've ended up gathering.
Yeah, now a small lead build up for Z10. Choli.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
Gosh, yeah, they're very aggressive on those Raptors. Zubats forced to flash. The Poppy E-Stomp comes in. There's going to be some damage, but he needs to escape. He's walking in, but he shouldn't do much. Vasco still trading there with Zazie. Because he does find nice damage, but here comes Enkill in the engage. Poppy W is beautiful to stop, and Bash just executes Zubats on this spot. And now the bot lane of Z10 are chasing him down, and I feel like Woolite now will grab that kill, which is going to be very, very nice for him, but it's going to be Vasco actually as he walks up.
Yep. Quite an interesting game, Z10. The second time around, actually, with a early gold lead. I think we've kind of seen that in the last match. Here come the goals that you've mentioned and how annoying they do end up being.
Yeah.
Especially late game.
For sure, yeah, especially because they're not
Does he still go Serolda?
shuttable. Yorick, I don't know, really.
Because I know there was like a Trinity Serilda something build where like those ghouls would just run you down.
Yeah, I think he can. Some later item as in third or maybe fourth.
No. Enkill still being quite aggressive, will find the beautiful latch on onto Bakisha, but here comes the counter ignite. That is such a rough spot to be in. A 1-for-1 supportal combat as both the supports claim their kills, and now Enkill is fighting Choli in the wave, but the reinforcements arrived.
Yeah, and this was actually better for EFB as the kills are equal on each side, and they did get a kill first, granting them the feats of warfare. But it is nice.
Yeah, Asher's gonna be losing a lot of minions here.
Yeah, but he did manage to push out the wave, and it seems like Woolite is going to go topside into Niabesa. Kozi is recalling to go bot lane.
Yep. Vasco still just farming away. Isn't a solid lead here as the kill was donated basically to him, so...
And a small CS gap as well.
Here comes the swap. Sivir on top, just pushing those waves in. Who do you think is going to have a better time? Do you think it's going to be the Mbessa into Sivir, or do you think it's going to be Yorick into Ashe?
I mean, both of them should just end under the turret and collect CS, so I don't think it matters that much.
Yep.
But Pakisha shouldn't really be left alone here. He still doesn't have his flash. It's going to come up in about 20 to 30 seconds. But the swap was faster from Z10, meaning they will get those plates earlier already, 2 plates down.
Yep.
But the Drake has been started as Pakisha is still on the bot side, so that Drake is just going to be freely taken by EFB, but the grubs on the top side. It is a better trade for Z10. And it's not going to be contested. But still, EFB's bot lane, it seems like they're not swapping. I think this was just an objective swap. So maybe in a wave or two they will swap back. Because they did already grab 2 plates, maybe one more, then you swap, or just shove this in, then swap.
Yep. It was, overall, it's just been quite a chill game. I feel like just 6 kills in 8 minutes, which, well, about to be 9. Which, for the T-esports Championship standard, is the slowest game probably we've had.
If it's not a kill per minute, it's not an average game, for sure, yeah.
But,
Yeah, and here come the goals. I mean, look at how annoying they are.
I genuinely think if he plays it well, he can 1v2. Like, it's
Yeah, I mean, probably, yeah.
so insane. Yorick, quite strong, quite chunky. He does have his maiden. Hasn't played Elden Ring as he isn't maidenless. Shout out to all my Souls bros.
Yeah, man, the trash is not in the game. Neither is Senna, so they are nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And the swap is back, so Light coming back to top lane.
Oh, here's a nice gank there. Oh, Cozy will have to flash that, and it seems like Bash is already kind of dancing with the idea. Okay, I'm just backing off. He does have the flash, so I guess he could have maybe forced that, but you really just want to completely force it onto Yorick? I don't really think so. So, Zubats now with that pillar that ends up
yeah,
blocking
for them, yeah.
So, secret agent Zubats.
+5 in the PayPal. But yeah, nice idea there, but Chol just played it well. With his W as well, so... But still, I mean, Wally did grab a solid gold lead for himself, 850 just off of those plates and a small CS difference. He's going to be getting that Yuntal pretty soon, and Vasco is just choving on the mid lane with his CS, 110 in 11, before 11 minutes is very, very nice.
Yep. Demolish proc. Not really going off.
Oh yeah, go get a plate.
Yeah.
I mean, this matchup is actually great for Yorick. We haven't seen it that much, so I wasn't sure what to really expect, but he's just demolishing. After his ultimate, he's just so oppressive as a champion.
Yep. Woolite now can't really do anything. Here comes Pantheon as well. The spell shield a bit too late. That's specifically the thing we mentioned in draft. It's the wombo combo. Here we go. And now a dive here onto Cripple. I don't really think he's going to be making it out of this one alive, even with 8 trillion dashes. That's probably going to end up being the first tower, as the Maiden is helping. Cozy can just smack away as well. So, beautifully done here by the side of Z10, essentially getting something back and getting even more so in return. But a beautiful wall, they can't really escape. The Pantheon even, just the icing on the cake, honestly.
Yeah, I agree completely. Very nicely played by Z10. But yeah, exactly those words you said, Thalia Pantheon, are going to be everywhere. Yeah, this is it. I mean, they just, from mid lane, click on their ultimates and they are spawned on bot lane. Such a fast macro play, but so beautiful play. But Zubat's there to get a kill and the first turret, so now...
I can just hear the Freebird solo every time they both ult somewhere.
Yeah. So it's only the objectives that separate us from the feats of strength. Vasco going here very aggressively, but Bosch is coming from the top side. River flashes in on the stun, and there's a connection, but Heshel manages to flash out, but it's not enough. He took so much damage. Zazi's just flashes in for the kill.
Ooh, from
but
downtown!
Now, yeah, the crystal arrow is just so beautiful, but Enkel does slip away. Volite's so low, he does get hit by the W, and Zazi grabs another kill. And that is not good for Z10. Beautifully played there by EFB.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, but look at Yorick on the top side.
Bonk. Just chugging away.
Yeah, with full Trinity Force. Now he is a menace against those turrets with the 3 grabs as well. And his jungler and support are coming there to secure that turret. And that's going to be 700 gold. And he'll very aggressive. Now here comes the ulti. Cripple just can't move. He's CC chained forever. Here comes the pillar.
He just did a circle.
And the bite.
Yeah, he was just taking a walk, honestly. Just like, oh man, I'm tired of wrecking turrets.
Yeah, and now they not only got the kill, but his 700 gold from that tier 2. Cozy with a 1.4k gold lead on Cripple. Very, very nice, and secures an overall lead of 3,000 gold almost for Z10.
1.5k basically just all in his pockets. Trinity is completed. He will now probably be taking over the bot lane, as Z10 is just, of course, going to let him do his thing. But the thing that's also quite concerning is the other gaps that end up kind of appearing on the map. Sivir's still ahead by quite a large margin. Which, honestly, the way that Woolite hasn't really been able to found his footing, because wherever he goes, he gets blown up, and it's the Talia Pantheon wombo combo. Even with that flash W that ended up kind of happening on mid, with the follow-up of Zazie, there's not really much you can do. If you don't have cleanse, you insta-die, and I feel like that's one of the main reasons why you would go cleanse in this game.
Yeah, but even with cleanse, it's so hard. If they are on top of you, you just can't escape.
You need to like cleanse it perfectly, otherwise it's dead, it's cooked. So I'm kind of wondering if Leona genuinely might even consider going Mikhail's.
We'll see, and one stack on the call for Woolite will just expand that gold lead by a tiny bit. Yeah, 900 gold now, and obviously he can still sell that for 180.
But wide. Coley. Beautiful flash there, knocking him up, stunning him directly into that wall as the ulti comes through. Coley, he might even get taken down by minions. He will! So overall, a 1-for-1, as it seems like he dragged away 3 players, so it might not even be that bad with Enkel now coming towards the bot lane. But he will be spotted by that ward, so I think he'll just take care of the control, grab those flowers, and kind of run away. Even with the sweeper now active. It seems like he still is fishing. Allowing for Yorick to once again just shove that wave in. That's going to be tier 1 that they also end up grabbing, while Mr. Troll is already on the Herald. Just chipping away. But, okay, Zazie being quite aggressive here in Pantheon also kind of ended up arriving on time, but nobody really has been picked off. So I feel like this ended up being still quite good for Z10. The gold lead will only really extend once Herald smashes, or Shelly rather, smashes into something. And with Cozy just perma split pushing, I feel like that is quite a bit of economical damage that can be done.
Yeah, the Rift is going to be dropped here on mid lane. Both teams on 2 objective stacks, so we are only waiting for one more objective. Woolite now in a world of pain, getting caught in his own jungle, but here comes the rest of his team, and he does sleep out. Now Cripple is the one that could be in a bit of a trouble, but here comes Brush from the other side. Zubats and Vasco 2-1ing Bakisha on the side lane, on the next to the fight, shutting him down. Enkill drops in the meantime, but Choli is just so low, and they are both stuck on this red buff double kill for Bash and Woolite. Zubats is just 1v3 and it's completely fine. He's dodging everything from Zazi. Kozi now in a 1v1 with Bash. Vasco gets a double kill and he finds the kill as well. Zazi finally manages to kill Zubats, but it's too late. And
What is going on?
Kill for Vasco. Overall, a 5-4-3 for Z10.
What a fiesta on like
Yeah.
every single side of the bottom
Yeah, there was just a
part of
fight
the map.
happening on screen, off screen, in every single direction, and yeah, there is so much to digest here.
Yeah. It was the smite, I believe, of Zuba that ended up slowing Bakisha even with the ulti. I mean, he's just going to get ran down by both of them. Cozy just ended up tanking so much, basically, until everybody else ended up arriving.
Yeah, and look at
Even
Zubats
Bosch
here.
ended up failing his Q, which ended up allowing Cozy to even catch up. Of course, grab that into his pockets as well, as you've just said. Zubats just, I don't know, being prime faker, dodging every single skill shot.
And obviously Vasco just sitting besides him and delivering so much DPS with the Nasher's Tooth.
I will say, we're finally more than 1 kill per minute, so we're back on schedule, boys.
Yeah.
We're back on schedule.
Yeah, this is stats we know. And now Z10 have built up quite of a nice gold lead, 4.3 thousand and only 11 to 10. Only 1 kill of a difference. And yeah, Vasco just cashed in so much gold in this fight. And now he's going to be so important for his team, but Woolite as well. Only behind Zazi and Bash in terms of gold. Bashi is pretty low kill, but Vasco gets in a bad position. The Shurima Shuffle does save him by a tiny bit. Cripple just low, but flashes out and actually manages to escape. But Kozi is completely zoning out Zazi. Zubats now so fast. The troll is so menacing in the back, and Bakisha does get taken as well. And that's 2 picks already for Z10.
Yeah, but I also feel like EFB, I think they're starting to sweat a bit more now, as those
Yeah.
team fights and those pickoffs aren't really going through. As you've even mentioned in draft, it's such a pick-oriented team comp in a 5v5. I feel like they just get completely ran over.
Yeah.
Sivir probably looking to get that second item maybe in like a few more minutes, 2-3 minutes, I feel like tops. And once she does, she's also going to start being a really big menace. Shojin completed for Yorick, who is just smacking everybody, tanking everything. It's going to be a world of pain, but also Z10 had an even bigger lead in Game 1, and they ended up kind of mismanaging their side lanes and their pushes, so there definitely still is an angle for EFB to kind of come back into this.
Yeah, for sure, but I feel like they don't have that big of a team comp problem as they did have the last game, so
Yep.
I feel like it's going to be much easier to play now with this type of comp. But yeah, I mean, until now, the only goal difference that wasn't present for Z10 was the jungle, and now it did swing on the Z10 side, so now everybody in quite a nice lead, almost 2,000 there for
That's the
Kozi.
first turret that EFB got in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That is quite rough.
And also with the Drake, they did secure the feats of strength as well. Now getting their second tier 2 turret. 5-1 in turrets. Yeah, I mean, this is such a hard position for EFB. I'm not sure how they really come back. I mean, who do you even pick off? Like, Trundle, or maybe the Kozi, they're getting hit by the Crystal Arrow.
There you go! That's
Yeah.
your answer!
Yeah, Bad position, cripple, TP from behind. Now they're stuck in a choke point, I feel like, but they will find Zazi, and Bakisha is also very low, and they will pick him up as well, and now they are doing just fine. Now 4v3 there for Z10. Call beautiful flash in, but very nice zeroed as well. He can't actually get out, he gets stunned, he gets shut down, but here comes Zubats from the downside, smacking Bash there, but he is a 1v2, he needs to escape, but on the other side, Cripple stuck in a 1v2 against the bot lane of Z10. He is shielding so much, but eventually he gets taken down, and they will not continue this fight, but they will just turn to Arakan, and you can't really contest
This ended up being quite a funny moment, because this to me specifically felt like I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me. And the second that Z10 just pulled the trigger, ended up getting two. I think that's everything they really wanted. Even Choli now looking to grab some vision. Zazi here, he was quick enough to actually kind of come here, and here comes Pantheon with the ulti, and now it seems like it's still gonna be the Otacon for Z10, chomping away. Beautifully done there. Choli will fall. There's gonna be the arrow that ends up connecting onto Zubats, but by that point it's Vasco who's already on top of Bakisha, and he just can't move. Too many players on top of him. Even the slow from Rylai's that Azir has, I feel like is just enabling a lot of these fights quite well. So that's going to end up being the final tier 2 that Z10 ends up picking up in their pockets. And by the time they recall, oof.
Yeah, I agree completely. 8,000 gold of a lead, and now the Arakan as well, giving them XP and the adaptive force. We are going to see display once again, and this smite was just so beautiful from Zubat, securing that Arakan, and Kill also still staying alive. Did bait out some abilities, did miss the ult, but it doesn't really matter. And when they're all grouped up, like the pick of team comp doesn't really work, as everybody just next to each other. If you do stun one person, there are 4 other members that can deal damage, and Choli now stuck in a CC chain. I feel like forever. He gets the AFK warning and immediately dies after.
Real.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't move, dude.
Woolite now on his 3rd item. I'm not really sure how EFB manages to come back and kill blocking the crystal area was very beautiful here, but a lot of members of EFB. But the W from Woolite is just doing so much AoE damage, and Zubats being so tanky is just unstoppable there. And here comes Cozy from the mid lane. Zazi ulting out, but the pillar is here, and that is an ace from Z.
That's gonna be the game as well, I believe. They got a wave, they got Maiden, they got everything they need. Honestly, unbelievable stuff here from Woolite. As you've said, it feels like that W.
Oh, but Yorick is ulted out, so actually no Maiden there, but Choli does get taken out, and the smallest timer is...
They went on a date.
Yep.
Sent off to a nearby cafe, as it's going to be cookies and coffee for Yorick and his Maiden. And with that, also a W will be added to the cafe menu, which Yorick will, of course, order and receive. So beautifully done from them, taking us to the actual final game. I can't believe it. I feel like it's been centuries since we've seen Game 3. So we'll be going on a small break to decide in the final game, is it going to be EFB or is it going to be Z10 that makes it into the playoffs? BRB.
style and pattern. Yeah, I got the style and pattern. Hey, I got the style and pattern. Yeah, I got the style and pattern. Big bad bass for your head top. Bass for your head top. Big bad bass for your head top. Big head top. Bass for your head top. Big bad bass for your head top. Big bad bass for your head top. Ain't nothing in this world that's stopping me. My Rari outruns your Odyssey. I broke it off cause I'm not settling. I got a gift for the lamp on a trip killing me. Yeah, it's like that, I'm in the girls' mentions. Yeah, it's like that, she got the dimensions. I'm balling, they pay me attention. Going up, hydraulic suspension. Ain't nothing in this world that's stopping me. 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 I'm balling, they pay me attention. I'm balling, they pay me attention. I'm balling, they pay me attention. Ain't nothing in this world that's stopping me. My Rari outruns your Odyssey. I broke it off cause I'm not settling. I got a gift for the lamp on a trip killing me. Yeah, it's like that, I'm in the girls' mentions. Yeah, it's like that, she got the dimensions. I'm balling, they pay me attention. Going up, hydraulic suspension. Ain't nothing in this world.
El Finale.
And we are back after the short break. 1-1 currently in the last series of the Swiss stage between EFB and Zero Tenacity, and we couldn't have hoped for a better last series in the Swiss stage than this.
Yeah, absolutely. 1-1 EFB, of course, having a really difficult to execute draft. Ended up kind of biting them back a little bit, I feel like. So that was going to be Z10 that ends up taking game 2, and now going into another set of champions that are going to be banned and picked. It does seem like Oriana's still the most banned champion, I feel like, in the entirety of the T-esports Championship.
It's Johnny banned as well.
2 tanks!
Again, yeah.
What is going on?
And EFB also choosing the blue side, so we'll see how it pans out for them this time around. Cyan ban on the blue side is very
Of course, you
interesting
gotta
to
ban
me.
Urgot.
Yeah, he or Gore.
Final ban. I'm wondering if we're gonna keep the destruction of tanks topside. No, we're actually gonna take
Syndra.
care of Syndra.
Yeah, interesting ban considering I don't think we have seen her played in any game in that so far, and we were
think maybe
confused. No, I really don't think so. I don't think we have seen her played in one game, which is very, very interesting.
Yep. The other ban, though, is going to be another tank. It's got to be Zin, so fair enough. Jarvan is open for the taking on the blue one. Ari, still, we also haven't seen Ari a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what else do we have? Kiana is open. Nocturne is, I feel like...
I don't really think Bash is
Oh,
the
no,
kind of
wait,
player who
Zinzao,
flips it on lethality.
Yeah, but we do
champions.
pick Zinzao now. First pick with the Jarvan ban.
I think you do. Otherwise, as I've said, maybe you just focus on something else you want to grab. Yunara is technically even open if you want to put Bakisha on something with maybe a bit more agency. But as you've said, if Zin was banned, it would have been the Jarvan.
Yeah,
But since Jarvan was banned, it was gonna be the Zin.
Yeah, and since Poppy is out of the picture, probably
Yeah.
the smarter option is in, although, yeah. Still... it's
But
gonna
even
be
picking jungle
very
now. What else is there? I mean, a Viego. There we go, the Yunara.
Yeah,
As
maybe
we
a
talked about.
Nocturne. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't seen that much Viego as well.
Yep.
Pretty confusing to me, but I don't know, probably a Nocturne or something like that. Maybe a Kiana even would be very nice to see. But yeah, I love the Yunara. Rise as the response. Obviously, Talia is unavailable, so macro-wise it's going to be a bit tough playing into the Rise. Now, what do you pick? Something that can just
Yeah, I'm
shove into
wondering.
waves.
I'm wondering because, like, genuinely, okay, there we go, the Rakan
Rakan.
will end up being picked, so Corki maybe with Rakan.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the angle here, because I feel like that's probably the only other kind
Or
of...
pick the Jinx. One game, come on, please.
Yeah.
Because,
I
yeah,
would
you
love
have
to see
Zin
that.
on your team, so I don't think there is
Yep.
anyone that can
But
really
also,
stop
what
the
other
Jinx.
mid laners would you even have left? I mean, I know that a lot of solo queue players love playing Akali lately, but yeah, of course, the core key is going to be picked. But I was kind of wondering, like, if you don't really pick a mid laner here, with two bans coming through, I feel like they mostly are going to be focused on the mid lane, allowing Ryze to just be a lot more safer. We've seen the Veigar, so maybe you just go for the Bomboclat scaling, slam R into somebody.
Yeah, you know what? I think that would be nice, yeah, especially with Rakan. If he does find the multiple knockups, or if Veigar obviously finds a lot of people in his cage, it would be a beautiful combination. Aatrox now banned as the counter pick.
Yep.
I think maybe even ban Renekton. I feel like he's very nice into Dixante.
Would also be a really good second engager for the side of EFB. Yeah, I agree. I think Renekton ban is quite good in this position.
Or the Rumble, I also think would be a very nice pick.
You know what we haven't seen in a while? An Ornn.
Yeah, Loloban. Oh, they locked it in, actually.
Somebody knows ball.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Ryze being very tanky could open up a spot for an enchanter, but I don't know. I think the closest thing we'll see to an enchanter is Rakan and Bard, and I think that's pretty much it. Seth has been banned, actually, the champion. We haven't seen either played or banned. But
interesting.
Yeah, I really, really like him. Obviously, he is great into tanks. He would deal very nicely with Xante. And it is pretty hard to react to his ult with Xante's W, as when he's melee, the ultimate from Seth is instant, so it's very hard to counter it. And Viego ban actually comes through, so I don't know, I think Nocturne would be nice here.
I'm just saying Amelia would go crazy.
Or a Kiana, maybe. I'm not sure what else is to be picked.
It's the Mr. Boring. Unlucky, it's the Mr. Consistent. It is what it is, man. I was hoping to see something a bit more interesting. But,
you know what you pick here for mid lane? Aurelion Sol.
Ooh, actually, that would go crazy.
That would be hilarious, but yeah.
Well, I mean, Yuki would just burn away at like 3 of them. That would genuinely be a really good pick. Gwen, so good at the top lane, is gonna probably mow down Xante. So that is a good pick. But what do you pick for mid here? Do you go Ahri? Hope that you can kind of roam. Maybe, I don't know, as I've said, we've seen a lot of these solo queue champions, like Sylas even could be good, taking the Alistar ult. But, like, all the other ults are kind of I mean, Ryze ult is good for roaming, kind of to match that, I suppose. But everything else is kind of a bit iffy for Sylas. It's going to be the Cassio.
Okay.
Okay, we're cooking up a storm. So, the final pick here, as the counter pick has been left to a jungler of all things, which isn't really something you see often, I believe. So I'm wondering what.
I think you need damage, so obviously a bruiser or an assassin is an option here. But Kiana would struggle, I think, now so much into Cassio, into Gwen,
Solid.
and counter pick to Xin Zhao. Very, very nice. But still, I don't know how you engage onto the other members. Like, Corki can just double you out when you're in range. Rakan, obviously, not the person you want to engage.
Cassio grounds you.
Grounding you.
Yep. Rakan is just slippery, so yeah, it's. I feel like it's gonna have to be Alistar, or in this case, Enkel, kind of finding really creative angles to kind of engage, because I mean, I guess technically there's also the hope of Ryze ulting Jax and of course an Alistar to kind of start the fight. There's that. But if 3 members go forward and Yunara is left by herself, I don't think that's gonna end up being good. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a really, really interesting game overall that we're gonna end up seeing for the final game of the Swiss stage.
Yeah.
We got a Cassio, we got a Jax jungle, we got like a Gwen top. I personally am also a big enjoyer of Gwen. Love the champion, so I feel like it's about to be a banger here. I think also both sides are looking to capitalize quite early. I think you definitely want to get Yunara ahead of Gorky so she scales well. Once she get, of course, like Bork and Phantom, I feel like she's going to be mowing people down. Especially even on the other side where Cassio is, of course, going to end up having a bit more HP, and, of course, having Bork and a lot of these other items to kind of deal with the max HP issue is going to be quite good. Yeah, all in all, this is gonna be, I feel like, quite an interesting game. Whose draft overall do you now kind of prefer? Because I feel like both of the teams kind of went back a bit and were like, okay, team fighting, something also that scales well, but is okay early. But who do you think got it?
Well, I feel like EFB have the potential to just snowball out the wazoo this game with such an overly aggressive comp that they do have, but I feel like a slight misstep, and if the gold swings slightly on Z10 side, I'm not sure how they can kill such demons on the other side. I mean, obviously you have the Gwen deal with those tanks, but still, I don't know if she is enough by herself. But the biggest problem is for Z10, I feel like Yunara needs to do like 80% of the job in the fights, the damage-wise, so she's going to be so important, and if Woolite does get taken down, I don't know how Z10 can kill anyone on EFB side.
Yep. We're gonna have to see. Cozy here. I think he spotted Cripple and Bash. But yeah, we'll have to dash away as the minions are already arriving, so I think this ended up kind of favoring Cripple a bit more. Just that nice and quick Q with a basic that the shield didn't end up absorbing. Who do you think kind of has the advantage this early on in the bot lane?
I mean, I was going to say Z10 if Enkel starts the W and just backs off the wave, but now that he started Q, missed it, and Volley taking this much damage, already losing the prio there, and obviously losing that much HP, takes one more Q into the face. Yep, that's pretty bad. For him, obviously Enkel does have the counter to W, but it's a bit too late, and they both get knocked up. So yeah, a lot of damage coming here from EFB. And Cripple, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
obviously.
And as I've said, like, just in the small little jungle interaction, he already kind of ended up chipping away at like 800 HP from Xante before anything even started to happen, so that is quite good. Jax, just traveling around a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he actually invaded, since Bash did use his flash, and took his Gromp, most likely.
Nomad lifestyle.
But now he is back in his own jungle and obviously has more camps. Cozy using the flash as well, preemptively. If Cripple flash, that would be very bad for him. Does have the biscuits, but obviously he is a bit safe, I think, because Cripple has no mana, so not really that big of a threat.
Yeah, Coley is just showing. Cripple doesn't really have mana, so that is, I feel like, gonna be quite good here for Cozy, even without a level up. I think he can basically just fire off one Q. Still kind of saving that mana for maybe for a better trade.
Yeah, but now Bash did give up the Krogs for the topside scuttle. Can't really full clear after that invade that lost him a lot of tempo, so now he's trying to force an invade on top side. He reads beautifully that those camps are still up and has the top lane prio. No mid lane, I feel like is also very important, as both Cassio and Ryze are pretty strong in the early game, so
there might be a dive here happening. Bash is full HP. He has now also claimed those grubs. Not grubs, the Krugs, I mean. He's just kind of waiting for the perfect opportunity, as it seems like Cripple is still chipping away at his HP. Bash is now walking up. Even though Cozy ended up leveling up, it still will be a 1-4-1, so they did try to disable him. But even with Jax now going top, if he ends up picking up the kill onto Cripple, that's going to be really worth. But a 1v1, or 2v2 rather now, with Woolite slowly firing away. The lethal tempo is stacked, so he's dealing a lot of damage. But that's a trade that I feel like Team EFB didn't really want to take. Even now with that re-engage, it feels like Bakisha has a bit more mana, so maybe that's the angle. Just get Coley on top of them. He does have the flash, so a flash W could happen.
And the barrier.
He does have
as well.
barrier, yeah. I was just about to mention. But yeah, Cripple is just getting kind of annihilated in this 1v1. Needs to even flash that Q from Xante.
And here comes Zubats as well on the gang, but Bosch is coming to help out his top laner, but still Cripple needs to run away from Kozi. He's now so menacing and he does get the kill. Zubats still has a trade, the double doesn't connect, but he finally finds the kill, but Bosch is still here and he will trade that off, and now it is Feats of Warfare secured for Team EFB, but now bot lane is having an all-out brawl and Volite is the first one taken, and Enkill, they're not low enough for him to find the trade-off, and Bakisha gets the double kill on the bot lane.
Okay, the Squirky's gonna be a problem.
Yep, I agree completely. Now it is a 5 against 2 on the scoreboard. 1.5k gold lead collectively for Team EFB. A beautiful start. Yeah, we'll see this once again. Cripple barely managing to get that kill off, and Zubats obviously getting traded back, but yeah, it started very nicely, but flashing the Alistar combo was so good for Bakisha and also such a simple thing to do, and then Alistar is just useless. He's a melee minion basically,
Yeah,
you can just ignore.
anything. Yep. But still though, all over the map, small victories for EFB. As you've just said, that was a 2-for-1 in the top lane, a 2-for-0 in the bottom lane.
Yep.
Things are looking quite good for them now. 1.6k is the lead, and now with the lane swap, they're also trying to kind of disable Cozy's kind of laning, because he just went all in on MR. And with Corky now in his lane, I feel like he isn't going to have the greatest of times. He does have the level advantage, but beautiful W there from Bakisha.
Yeah, but still he is so tanky just by the champion being so tanky, so obviously Bakisha doesn't really have enough to completely run him down, but Kozi is pretty aggressive, so he does take a lot of damage here.
Yep.
Does have one biscuit in his inventory.
Yep, the Rakan, or Choli here, kind of helping out Zazie. Shove this wave in, as Oscar doesn't really have the TP, so Zazie is going to be looking for that recall. Zubats now slowly pathing top side. Will be spotted by the ward. So they're going to be aware that there is Ajax hunting in those bushes. Zubats now kind of walking in. Jolie will of course just dash away, no issue for him, as they're waiting on Zin. I think they want to claim these grubs, but every single member here of Z10 has already rotated. Gwen is still just walking towards top, and Cassio still kind of stuck on mid, eating that wave up. No fight has broken out yet, and the grubs will be started here by Z10. Here we go, that's gonna be a knock-up. Beautiful stuff there. Cripple now in the midst of it, but the damage, oh, there's just way too much damage as they all get mowed down, and that ends up being a donation. All three grubs end up going in EFB's favor, with Alistar kind of Wing Gwen into all of them. She just fired off her ulti and ended up dealing even more damage. So I feel like the insect backfired.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a clean 3 for all for EFB, only Choli and Bosch using their flashes, basically the only summoner spells, and Yeah, I mean, such a good start, and definitely what Team EFB needs to survive this game is just to snowball through the end. We'll see the replay once again. It looked like such a nice position for Z10, but yeah, I mean, they just did so much. They are all grouped up. Obviously, Zazi also hitting the double ulti, stunning them, dealing so much damage, and it was such a nice cleanup for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, everybody just lined up there. Basically perfect. It was the Zazi with the ulti, as you've said. It was Cripple with his ulti as well, and I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, and now they will be a bit hard to stop, not going to lie. Especially Cripple, I feel like he can just run in, hit someone with his ult, and when he slows someone down, he can just all rush on top of that person, completely wiping them off the map.
Yep. Zazi just kind of running Vasco down. So he does have the blasting wand, and of course with the tier that he's stacking as well, that is going to end up being quite beneficial. Cripple now with the Rift Maker looking to just even take those 1v1s, isn't really that scared of Xante anymore. Even though he is a level down, but I think he will level up soon enough.
Yeah, and obviously a very, very nice spike, so I don't feel like he should lose any 1v1s anytime soon. Zazi with a beautiful movement there, even being slowed, dodging 2 Qs.
Yep. Cozy dodging everything though.
Oh, so maybe a 4-man is going to drop here from EFB. Walleye does have his flash, but still,
they're
his half
rejoining.
HP. Yeah, they're coming in to defend this, but Chol is so fast, he doesn't find the engage on Walleye. Now Enkill stuck on 4 members of Team EFB, but his ultimate just makes him so tanky. They're trying to chase him down, but here comes the re-engage from Z10. They finally find Enkill. Bash stuck on Void, but actually he's the one just being on top, dealing so much damage. So much flashes in with the stun, but he doesn't have enough damage to finish anybody off. And Vasco, being the only member here alive in this skirmish, does slip out, but still 3-4-0 yet again.
Yeah, that phase
for
rush
Team
was
EFB.
crucial to get out of there. But yeah, as you've said, Alistar just ended up taking like I don't know, all the damage in the world.
Yeah.
Survived. The re-engage was a bit rough because, of course, we see that Rollite is really, really far behind. So with a 5th Zin on your face, who does have the completed item, I feel like that's just such a rough spot to be in. And of course, Chole just ends up jumping in again, kind of helping him out. Redemption in his pockets as well.
I mean, that was such a crucial spike for Bosch there, the Thunder Sky. We can see healing him for 500 in that fight, and not only that, but on the other side, there's no damage. I mean, even Bakisha living there with flash up, he still had that option. You can't really kill anyone. Zin is basically unkillable with Thunder Sky. Casio is so tanky, and you didn't have one finished item on your damage dealers.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, Rise almost always just goes Rod into Seraphs, so he really isn't going to be dealing damage anytime soon. So all the damage kind of, it feels like, has been left for Woolite and Zubats to kind of pick up the slack.
Yeah, but now a dive comes in from EFB. 3-man is nice, but Chole comes in to help, and Cripple does so much AoE. I feel like this is a triple for him. They're all so low. He finds one. Bakisha also here to help, and now members of Z10 are on the run, and they will sleep out. Cozy, yeah, he does, but still, Chole was just so good. Cozy stays here under the turret. Actually, Enkill goes in for the combo, but I don't think anyone is dying. Cripple to the turret, but that's it. And it was Enkill who got the shutdown, and double kill now for Bakisha. This game is just going so beautifully for EFB.
Yeah, absolutely. Woolite now. Even he's having a bit of a rough time, as it does seem like Bash just flashes on top of him, deletes him from the game, says goodbye, buddy. Also, Woolite opting for Kraken Slayer, not for Bork.
Yeah, that is definitely not a 1v1 you should be taking. EFB 8,000 gold ahead in 14 minutes.
Yep.
And yeah, obviously 18 kills in 40 minutes.
Classic!
Just, yeah.
But yeah, so much gold has swung into the favor of EFB. And now, like, just look at the amount of vision that Z10 actually ended up placing. They definitely have quite a bit of info, but it feels like they're just so far behind that they can't really capitalize on a single pick-off. It's gonna be those bounties that end up playing a really big part, I feel like, in this game. Every single tier 1 obviously having a bounty, 500 gold to claim on Corki, 400 on the Zen. They're gonna really need to kind of lock in, get those bounties, and I feel like those bounties really gotta go into the carry's pockets, otherwise I think we might be looking at a at a quick game from the side of EFB. So Z10, they need to find some angles to kind of get back into this one.
It's going to be very, very hard. Zubats now going Sundered as his item instead of the Trinity Force. I feel like he's going to miss out on so much damage. And I don't think survivability is what you really need. I feel like your team just lacks so much damage. These 3 damage dealers will only deal damage on 3 or 4 item spikes. Until then, I feel like you are sitting ducks, and just a bit more healing from Sundered is not going to help out the situation. But yeah, Rift Herald completely uncontested and free. Woolite being half HP needs to back off as they are now threatening to engage.
I don't really think that's a threat to EFB. I feel like that's more of a time that they would like.
Nice
That's a
for
good,
Enkel.
yeah, beautifully done there by Enkel, just denying the engage there from Rakan, even with the flash. So that's some really good stuff here, as Bosch is just once again being a complete menace in the jungle, not allowing Jax to have any time for himself. Zazie now has stacked the Conqueror, as he is just spamming that E. Bakisha is kiting. I don't really know what's going on in the jungle. It does seem like the camera will now slowly pan towards that part of the map, as Cripple and Vasco are just kind of an isolated 1v1 farming away, but the range of Rise is definitely helping him out quite a bit. It does seem like the TP will come through, so it's gonna be a mid lane to mid lane matchup now again.
TP coming here, bot lane. The dive is going to be so fast. Zazie, a lot of damage on the Vasco, but he gets pushed out and ulted out. Here comes stun from Zubats, and there's going to be a nice shutdown for Kozi there. But I feel like Cassio is the least of your problems. On the side of EFB, Cripple with a TP from behind. Now they are stuck in this river with no way of getting out. So much CC coming from Koli, and so much damage coming from Cripple. Bakisha zoning out Woolite out of the fight, and they are just running away, but they are not faster than the team EFB. Double knockup from Choli. Zubats flashes out and they actually escape, but they do found aim kill. And they are just so menacing. The Rift Herald has been dropped.
They might even go for Zubats. That's gonna be a charge up. It just goes into the tower. Choli immediately walking forward. W there will connect, but there really is no follow-up as he now is pushed into the tower. Lucky for him, he wasn't focused until now. So he gets away scot-free, which is honestly quite astonishing. I thought he was surely gonna die there. But yeah, good on Z10 for picking up that shutdown. That is always going to be quite good. But also, I feel like it's a bit of a wasted shutdown into the pockets of Cozy. As we've said, I feel like they are really lacking damage. Not so the tankiness. Cripple now chipping away as Zazie is just eating. Oh, he is milking him. You can milk those, in fact, if you got Sharp Fangs.
Yeah, that poison just lasted for so long, and yeah, now EFB with a 6.3 thousand gold of a lead. 6-0 Karki, you have a 5-1 Zin, obviously Cripple just being such a menace in this game, and when he finishes that Nashers too, there is also going to be such a big spike.
Yeah, not to mention Corki, 309 stacks.
Yeah.
He's gonna be online.
I mean, look at this. Choli has the same gold as both Zubats and Woolite, so that is not something you wanna see.
Yeah. Also, Kleber here for Zin was completed in the meantime, which is going to be quite good for handling the front line. I feel like of Z10 is going to enable Corki to just deal a lot more damage.
But Cripple without mana, he's limit testing a bit too much. I feel like counter initiative on Zubat goes in, and yeah, he just gets wiped off the map. Cripple actually did survive the bot side fight, but he did use his flash, but so did Kazi actually, so it is a trade of flashes, and they are now committing to the siege on mid lane, getting that tier 1 turret. Bash getting knocked into Woolite's face, and he needs to flash out, but it's still so low. Bakisha taking a lot of damage there from Vasco, but never mind. Bash does find Woolite in the meantime, and Kazi has no flash, and he will just be the next one gone.
I don't think Woolite's gonna be too happy about this.
Yeah, he's spam pinging Enkill, and Enkill emoting right there, I think is because of Woolite's comms, and he does get taken down. Unofficial triple kill there from Bosch, and Choli just dies in the meantime, but still Cripple goes in with his ultimate. He'll poke them out, takes a turret shot. Will he live? Barely.
Unbelievable that he lives with, I don't even know how much HP. 2 times in a row now, even in the 1v1 he ends up living even now. So beautiful stuff from Cripple. 2 items finished. But look at the scores. 0-117, 606, 215, 915, 427. I think just judging, of course, the scoreboard and the amount of gold in each lane that end up kind of favoring EFB is just, it's been building up all the way up to 8.5k. And I don't know, man, Z10 slowly kind of bleeding out. Waiting for Yunara to get those spikes. Waiting for Rise, of course, to start dealing a lot of damage as well, but doesn't seem to be the case currently. I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to completely come online. Cozy is, I will say, quite a menace in the front line. I feel like it is quite difficult to kill him, but with so much MR stacked, I feel like Zin and Corki are having not really the toughest of times when it comes to kind of eliminating him from the fight. But yeah, the Otacon will immediately be started as the Drake is also spawning in 1 minute and 20. That's gonna be potentially even the soul. Unstoppable here. Cozy just immediately goes in. Zubat's now looking for the re-engage. Ult will be popped. He jumps onto Coley, but the redemption, the healing is just too strong. There's no damage. Beautiful W from Choli, and things are just taking a turn for the worst. That was an attempt from Z10, but even that attempt will end up being completely shut down. Vasco running away.
Yep, Choli does have flash, so will they full commit to this chase? I think so. Vasco actually running opposite of his side of the map, so not even a flash used there. And now 24-5, 9,000 gold lead for Team EFB. Z10 just completely fell apart this game. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but EFB have been in control from start to finish. Everything just going so well. Guardian Angels finished for Bosch. There is just such a menacing early game item or a mid game item, as the fights are so slower than they are in the late game, so that revive is just going to be so huge, and considering how tanky it is to kill him twice.
Yeah, I don't really think that's gonna be happening anytime soon, and even with the if you look at the bounties, I feel like, of course, you would want to focus grabbing the bounty of Bosch and grabbing the bounty of Bakisha, but to now, both of them having a 600 gold bounty on their heads, and Bosch having a GA, I don't really think that they're going to be looking to grab him. Vasco once again running for the hills. He will be slowed by the needles of Cripple. Still, though, makes it out in time, as nobody can really go through those gates.
Yeah, Vasco actually dealt quite a lot of damage this game, but Choli is out-damaged Zubat and has almost the same damage as Woolite, which is pretty pretty crazy to see.
Quite concerning, I'm not gonna lie. Zazi now on the flank. Jolie is just gonna be looking for that easy W, not really allowing him to jump on top of Bakisha. There's gonna be a flash from Zubats, but with the W, with the move speed, and the rockets, of course, even Bosch now is just coming to join in on the fun.
Bakisha is not hitting him, but he did now kill him off, and Cripple being a menace on Vasco, taking him down in a 1v1, and now two members are down for the next 30 seconds. And Baron is up in 10, so I feel like this is an immediate Baron start. If they tracked cooldowns, they will know Vasco doesn't have the TP.
I do just want to point out that I know we talked about having more kills than minutes often, but have we ever had a single team have more kills than minutes?
I mean, yeah, we probably had.
But in this fashion, though, 26 to 5.
Yeah, it is a huge difference for sure. And this is just so surprising, honestly.
Yeah.
With how previous games were developing, I felt like the third game is going to be a real clincher. It's going to be so close, but
Especially with Z10 taking the last game, you would kind of feel that momentum has built up in their favor.
Yeah, and they were in such a big lead the first game, but they kind of threw it. So, yeah, very, very unexpected, and obviously EFB just locked in this game.
Yeah.
It's the blue side difference, it seems. As they're just so insane this game.
10.6k gold lead. They got the soul, they got the grubs, they got the Otacon. The only thing that's missing in their roster is gonna be the Elder Drake spawning in 3 minutes, and of course the Baron. But we'll see who even ends up being alive by then. Well, no, actually they picked up the Baron. Sorry. So the Elder Drake really the only objective they haven't really claimed yet. Woolite now kiting away, doing a lot of damage now with 2.5 items. Beautifully done there. Bosch just goes immediately on top of him. So Woolite, that was a good shout. That was a good try, but not much more than that can be found as the TP's coming through. Also Zubats is recalling. It does seem like this is going to be a double inhib, maybe even go for the end. All 5 of them are here. They got the Baron. Everybody, even the slow here from Zazi, he's playing quite aggressively. The re-engage from Enkel, 2-man knockup, but a 2-man knockup comes back. There's going to be the redemption and a lot of damage from Zazi. Gets the first one. Zubats looking for something, but nothing can be found in these moments. The lead is just too big. That's going to be the Nexus, and that's going to be EFB advancing to the playoffs.
Yes, congratulations to EFB after this game. Definitely a deserved win of the series. And unfortunately for Zero Dynasty, this means they are out now. They didn't promote to playoffs. And yeah.
What to say? I mean, first match, Z10 I believe had it. It was unfortunate that Vasco kind of mispositioned twice. EFB, I mean, good on them for recognizing that immediately. Even you've mentioned, like, Wukong saw Vasco, he's like, okay, I'm going in. And the follow-up from Bakisha and Kaisa.
Bosch and Jolie and Bakisha, beautiful play, definitely.
Z10 taking game 2, was hoping to get game 3, but momentum doesn't matter to EFB. It was the draft. They executed it perfectly, getting a double kill on Corki so early. And with the dive on top lane, that ended up working out for a 2v1, I believe. I mean 2 for 1, not 2v1. It just felt like EFB started off so strong, and it was just Z10 trying to catch up the entire game. But unfortunately, the snowball just got too big.
Yeah, I agree completely. So we'll just go on a short break and bring Amy here to further discuss the bracket and this game. So we'll see you after that.
Look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back. All this ringing back, bring it, keep it, look at all this ringing. clack, 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 clack. Look at all this ringing. Look at all this ringing.
Wow, wow, wow. What an amazing best of three series as the ending of the Swiss phase. EFB advancing into the playoffs. What can I say? Incredible. I was so on my toes. I thought this last match of the best of three is definitely going to go to Z10, but I was proven wrong, it seems.
Yeah, and definitely just to see such a one-sided stomp from EFB also wasn't something we were expecting as well. But yeah, I mean the performance was there definitely in the Champ Select and both in the game.
Yeah, I have to say, it reminded me of the very first matchup which EFB won. They had all the objectives. Maybe in the first matchup it wasn't such a discrepancy with the gold lead, but it really was in the last match. And yeah, there also I saw quite a bit of staggered deaths, I would say, from Z10, which they didn't really need to do. But yeah, wow, amazing. I will have to say, Volite, come next season again. And Vasco and the team, come again next season. Maybe we'll be watching more of you. I was hoping for that this season. But yeah, congratulations once again to EFB. Sad to see Z10 go. It was a pleasure having you again in this tournament and seeing your plays. But yeah, we are moving on. Tomorrow we are going to be entering the quarterfinals, day one of playoffs. This is also in the best of three format. Only our best of five. We have for the quarterfinals and the semifinals will be best of five. Tomorrow we will actually be watching Team Excellent and Bobber Gaming with our first matchup of the day. These are the teams that advanced into the playoffs. Nightbirds and EFB now. They'll be playing versus Nightbirds. They're at the top of our chart there with the 3-0. Amazing team. Team All In and Penguins, Team Excellent and Bobber Gaming and Mouth Breathers and Team 10 euro deal. I would say we have some amazing teams here in the playoffs. We concluded that with today with the Swiss round 5. Going into the playoffs, I am so excited. What about you?
Yeah, same. I feel like most of these series were unfortunately pretty one-sided. As we mentioned before, this series was only the second one we have watched on stream where it ended in a 2-1 and not a 2-0 sweep. So I feel like playoffs are just going to be much more not only entertaining, but just of a better quality, I would say. Yeah, I think the teams are now more evenly matched, and it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, so that's why I invite everybody to join us again tomorrow at the same time, at the same place, and we will have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to conclude our League of Legends part of the tournament. As I said, we also have Rocket League left next week, and then all the finals will be held in November in Budapest, Hungary, the LAN Grand Finals, where you'll be seeing your who's going to be the champions of CS2, of League of Legends, of Brawl Stars, and of course of Rocket League. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed these matches. Today was a bit of a shorter stream, just one best of 3 series. We have concluded the Swiss phase. We're all set for the playoffs, which are starting tomorrow. So have a good evening, and of course thank you to Sony PlayStation for being a partner on this project. We appreciate you. Everybody, see you tomorrow and have a good night.
Lambo.